I got the camera facing down on the table because I'm cooking. Hold on. Making me some vittles. But yeah, coming on here, man, because I got breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Earlier today, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puff, Sean Combs was found not guilty on the three biggest charges, which was the RICO and the sex trafficking and another count of sex trafficking. All of them carry 15 to life. So basically, he beat the feds. What he did get convicted on was the uh, basically having transportation to get prostitutes for Cassidy and Jane Doe, which is 50 Cent baby mama. For those who don't know. So if y'all want to know why 50 stay taking shots at Puff, that's why. Puff hit his baby mama, Misa, and he turned around and hit his baby mama and had her involved in the Jane in the Frico Rico. So side note, a lot of these issues that niggas be having amongst each other, dog, all comes down to a broad. Either that or money. But that's what it boiled down to in most cases. It's a female involved. So, Puff team basically is proposing giving up $1 million. He take drug testing, and he only can go to 3 locations, which is New York, Florida, and LA. So he got homes in all them areas, and he can freely flow between them 3 homes. Can't engage in no prostitution type situation. Um, and I think that's about it. So we'll know it's 3:30, 3 p.m. here on the eastern board where I'm at. I'm in here in Detroit, Michigan. So at 5 o'clock, that's the bail hearing. I say 50-50, you know, because the government mad and salty, so they gonna throw everything. Right now, it's reported with Harvey, my man from TNZ. He was saying the government basically saying they went from saying Puff is a a menace to society. He's such a monster to, oh, well, we we think he's going to be dangerous because he might get out here and get prostitutes. Like, that don't even make sense, man. And when a cat trying to grab a prostitute, he only thing he trying to danger is what he what he paid for. He ain't trying to do no harm. You know what I'm saying? So the government actually is reaching for straws because they lost. They real salty and sick right now that they lost on the major things that they were saying Puff was guilty of. So at 5 o'clock, we should know. We should know his fate as far as is he gonna come home today? You know, uh, and 9 times out of 10, that's why I say it's 50-50 because all the footage at the courtroom is turning into a circus. You got people showing up, they blocking off streets, they putting up barricades. So that let me know, 50-50 that he could get out. Got all the police out there and the whole nine. So, like I said, it's 50-50. And I predicted the outcome of this case. When I saw that they couldn't convict him on count one, I already had said before, on my other social medias, I was basically saying, they gonna convict him on something. They ain't gonna let him just go scot-free. A black man, like, come on, Kai. They ain't letting that man go scot-free. So he got convicted on the lesser charges. The government was trying to bust his head on the big boys, the ones that carried 15 to life. They was trying to crack his head on them. So I predicted it. I was right. I knew they was going to hit him with something. I just knew they weren't going to let him just slide off into the sunset like that, man. They spent too much man hours and money and whole nine building it up, making him to be a cold monster. So they had to, something had to hang on him. Had to hit him with something. Which they got him. But they didn't get him on the big board. So I think, like I said, 50-50. But there's a chance he might come home today. He might show his face and be out there. He gonna be humble, but I know he gonna be all teeth. Cause I done had my brother. I done had a lot of friends go through the feds, man. Or in the feds now. Feds play dirty. Again, excuse me, I'm eating. But I never forget seeing my brother paperwork. And it said, blank, blank, blank versus the United States of America. That's some deep shit. It ain't saying the city you live in. It ain't saying the state you live in. It's saying blank, blank, blank versus the United States of America. That's all 50 states, man. So they don't play fair, man. The feds don't play fair. So for Puff to beat the bulk of the charges, man, that nigga. That nigga beat the feds, dog. See, if R. Kelly could read or write, like, I don't know if y'all know, R. Kelly can't read or write. So they had somewhat of an advantage over R. Kelly because he couldn't read or write, and his paper wasn't all the way right. If R. Kelly could read or write, and his paper was right, R. Kelly would be straight right now too. He wouldn't be doing 30. He might have did 5 to 10, if that. So we should see at 5 o'clock, man. Like I said, it's 3:30. Got an hour and 30 minutes. We should know. And like I said, I think his lawyers have argued his bail hearing pretty well. Because he's not a flight risk. Because he got to turn in his passport. That's going to be part of the stipulations. They might even throw an ankle monitor in there. $1 million. I mean, I don't see him going nowhere. For what? I know his attorney's basically saying for what? Like basically, the highest he can get is 20, and the lowest he can get is time served. I don't see the judge giving him 20. If the judge go by the guidelines, because I don't know if y'all know about in the feds, it goes by your prior history. Puff has no prior convictions. He has allegations, but he has no prior convictions. So, in the eyes of the feds, he's a low risk. See, like my brother and others, they had prior cases, had prior issues in the court, convictions. So it put them at a certain level. So the sentencing guidelines was a much higher guideline. So Puff should be pretty much straight. He been in there damn near a year. I see him getting no less than, like, I agree with Harvey. You know, the TMZ dude. TMZ don't be too far off. You know, they be in the inside. He one of them people with them little hats. So, you know, them little hat people be knowing. Because the little hat people is the lawyers, the prosecutors, the judges. They the whole shebang. So, he said he see him no more getting no more than 5 to 6 years. That's a win, dog. That's a win. He come home about 60. He's still straight. He keep all his money. He keep all his houses. You know what I'm saying? He keep everything intact. He can just run his business. Basically, when he go to the feds, it'd be nothing more than a vacation. Probably a much needed vacation for him just to get his mind all the way right. So 5, 6 years to go by, he'd be home. You know, kids can still come visit him. You know, that's the short end of it. But I honestly seeing the judge saying time served or probation. The man didn't suffer through the most and the worst of the situation. He wasn't no problem in prison or the little holding tank he had. He didn't have no issues in court. So at the end of the day, I just don't see what a judge, unless the judge is biased that he black and he rich, he famous. Now if the judge wake up on the wrong side of the bed, that's it. He can throw and hit him with the whole 20. But I just don't see that. But again, we're dealing with the government. And them white folk, when they got their life, your life in their hands, hey, they might not play fair. But like I said, breaking news, out of the 5 counts, Puff was convicted on 2. That's the 2 minor charges. The RICO, which would have killed him. That's it. That's life in prison. He ain't never come home. The sex trafficking, 2 charges of that, found not guilty. Don't care 15 to life. So, all in purpose, Puff had a hell of a defense team. And one of the lawyers on the defense team was the lawyer who helped get what's the dog head name in Atlanta? Slime, whatever he called himself. I can't. I'm drawing a blank. The little tall, dark skinned dude. But he helped him get him off. So that's a. I think that that attorney name is Michael Steele. I believe so. So he had a hell of a team. He had the OJ times OJ. You dig? So I'm gonna jump back on here in an hour and something and let y'all know. Either Diddy coming home today, or you're gonna have to wait till his sentencing and go from there. All right? Peace.